Flave City family, what is up? It is Bobby, about to go into my happy place, the grocery store, and show you 2 easy food swaps you can do right now to take control of your health. If you're gonna eat grains, make sure they're whole grains. I'm talking about for rice, for pasta, for crackers and cereals. Whole grains are so much better for you, and I'll tell you why as soon as we get in there. And also, avoiding artificial flavors is something we all have to do, and it sounds like it's an easy thing, but have you seen the flavored stuff in the grocery store, especially your favorite pumpkin spice coffee? They're almost always flavored with artificial flavors, and that's really bad news. And part 1 of this video was done a couple weeks ago, and I talked about how if you get rid of sugar and processed oils, you can take control of your health. If you do that and get rid of the stuff we're doing today, you're gonna see a world of difference when it comes to health, weight, cholesterol, blood sugar, all that stuff. So before we get in there and do the thing we always do, like, subscribe, share, spread that Flave City love. Also, I do want you to check out thrivemarket.com using my promo link down below. Thrive is a 6-year supporter of the channel, and the reason why I love them is pretty much anything you would find at any grocery store is on Thrive Market, but it's cheaper. You save about $32 per order, and the box comes to your door. You don't even have to go to the store if you don't want to. And right now, Flave City fans are getting the hookup. When you click my link down below, you get 25% off your first order, a free gift. One of those free gifts is 2 cartons of Kettle and Fire bone broth, which I love, and it's 30 days risk-free. So check it out using my link down below. Less talking, more shopping. Let's get in the grocery store. So one of the easiest things you can do right now is when you eat grains like pasta, like rice, make sure they're whole grains. Whole grains have more protein, more fiber, they're slower to digest, they spike your blood sugars less, and it's very easy to do that. And the reason why I say it's so important is because if you eat something like white rice, I consider this dead food. It has 0 nutrition. It used to be something like brown rice, which I'll talk about in a second, but they get rid of what makes that brown. That is the hull, the bran, the fiber. They get rid of the good stuff, the healthy stuff. This is just a simple carbohydrate. It's a very starchy carb. It has no nutrition. I would get rid of that. If you love your rice, I'm not gonna tell you not to eat rice. I'm gonna be like Dan Marino in that old Nutrisystem commercial. Guys, you can eat your pizza, your burgers, your shakes, your hot dogs, and still lose weight. Well, yes, you can. You can't quite do it with that food, in my opinion, but stop eating white rice. And the next step up would be brown rice. Now, I actually prefer brown rice, and I'd actually rather eat wild or wild blended rice. But once you start having this, like I said, it has the hull on there and the fiber. That has more of a texture and more nuttiness. But because this has that outer layer on there, it has more fiber. It's actually better for you, and actually tastes better in my opinion. But I think you can do better than brown. Try to find either straight up wild rice or wild blend. I don't see pure wild rice here, but this is brown rice mixed with other brown rice, wild rice, red rice, black rice. It's every rice possible, but white rice, I think it tastes better. And I know because I've been, like I said, wearing, let me show you, this blood sugar monitor now for almost a week and a half. And when I eat grains, which I've been doing during the experimenting, I always eat complex carbohydrates, specifically pasta, which I'll show you in a heartbeat. It doesn't spike my blood sugar that much, and more importantly, it comes right back down. So if you're gonna eat rice, make sure it's either brown, better yet, wild blend, or wild, because it has that extra nutrition, and it's not gonna spike your blood glucose nearly as much. The same pertains to pasta. It's so easy to eat whole grain pasta right now. And I would never eat something like, here, this. This is just enriched wheat spaghetti. Once again, just like the rice, it used to be a whole wheat. They stripped it down and it's a simple carbohydrate. But in the cheap pastas, they'll oftentimes add that nutrition back. So look at this. This is semolina wheat. But see right here, see how they add iron and riboflavin and folic acid. So what they did is take a previous whole grain, stripped it down to the simple grain, and then they're like, hey, we should probably fortify it with really crappy, really cruddy vitamins here to add it back in. This is not the kind of stuff you want to eat because, once again, there's no nutrition in here. It's empty carbs, empty calories. So the easiest thing you can do if you wanted to, if you want to eat wheat pasta, get whole grain. Now, I don't like gluten. That's a topic for another day. I think gluten in general for everyone is inflammatory and you want to avoid it. And these days, there's really good, here we go, pastas made of legumes. And why I love, and why you should start getting this in your diet, pasta made of chickpeas, pasta made of lentils, more chickpeas down here, is because stuff like chickpeas is a legume. It's a complex carbohydrate. And because the main ingredient here is chickpeas, and then a couple emulsifiers that I'm fine with, look at the protein per serving, 11 grams. And look at the fiber per serving, 5 grams. That is a nutritional powerhouse. And when you eat this with a meal that has, say, some chicken and some fat, the protein combines with the fat, satiates your hunger for a really long time, will not spike your blood sugar as much, and the stuff is delicious. You do have to cook it like an extra minute or so, but any kind of legume pasta, I've even seen ones made of black soybeans at Aldi. I'm not a huge fan of soy, but black soy is incredibly high in fiber, so it's even super, super low carb. Stick with these complex carbohydrates, and the same is true for other things like cereal and for chips and crackers. Let's go over there. There are some really good whole grain cracker options. I just don't see them here at this grocery store. I see this everywhere. This is so wrong. Chicken in a biscuit original baked snack cracker. How do they get the chicken flavor in there? Wow, that's how they get it. So there's cooked chicken, but that's not gonna do it. See, monosodium glutamate, that's MSG. There's also, look at the bottom, disodium inosinate and disodium guanylate. Sounds like crazy words. I only seen that in my fast food review videos. That's another form of MSG. So you got MSG, the OG, disodium inosinate and guanylate. That's 3 strikes of MSG. You're out of there, postseason baseball. Okay, I'm glad I looked at that. We'll never look at that again. I don't see it here per se. There's a great brand called Mary's Gone Crackers, which is great. There's another one called Flackers. If you want a cracker and you're also keto and diabetic, that would be the cracker for you. It's on Thrive Market, and it's cheaper than most grocery stores. It's made of flaxseed and really good seasoning. It's got a ton of fiber that almost has no net carbs. Try that out. It's called Flackers. Use my link in the description box. You get the 25% off your first order and the free gift on Thrive Market. Amazing stuff. And every time I walk down a cereal aisle, it's more like looking at desserts. There's very, very few that are Bobby approved, and none at most grocery stores. Even when you think you're buying good quality, nutrient-dense cereal, and there are slightly better ones on the market than this, when you have a grain like this, so this is made of, the first one, whole grain wheat. And yes, I told you to eat whole grains, but what a lot of people don't realize is when the grains go in for cereal like this, they're what's called processed extruded grains. They're so processed, and they're so manipulated and then formed into a shape that you basically lose a lot of the nutrition. And what used to be, say, a whole grain or an oat is so processed that your body can't derive much nutrition from it. And extruded meaning, like, how do you think they get it in that shape? That shape, it's called processed extruded grains. I could literally name off the top of my head the only Bobby approved cereals at the grocery store. One is called 7 Sundays. One is called Lovebird. Sprouted Ezekiel organic cereal is great. And then one on Thrive Market, which you've heard me talk about before, is a coconut cereal. It's only made of coconut meat, coconut water, and a touch of starch. It's a keto paleo cereal. It tastes like crispy coconut meat. It's amazing. Once again, use my link down below. Try that cereal, but please avoid all these box cereals at the grocery store. They're just processed extruded grains that are not good for you, and they're loaded with sugar and stuff like that. The second easy step you can do to take control of your health right now is get rid of food products that contain artificial flavors. I think everyone could admit that artificial flavors are terrible for you, but they show up in so many spots in the grocery store, and I see so many people scan it with the Bobby approved app that it scares me. So tip number 1, when you're buying coffee, never buy flavored coffee. Why? Because 9 times out of 10, when you get your America Runs on Dunkin' pumpkin spice, look at the ingredients on back. How are they doing it? With real pumpkin flavor? No. Artificial flavor. And I'll talk about natural flavor in a second. Artificial flavor is about as bad as they get. It has ingredients that are horrible for your body, and it pops up in so many different things. So yes, it's in this coffee, in almost every flavored coffee here, but it's also right here. Let me put my coffee back. Hold on a second. When you buy the cheapo maple syrups, I talked about this the other week, like the artist formerly known as what was her name? Aunt Jemima and Mrs. Butterworth here. This is not maple syrup. It's sugar syrup made with GMO corn syrup, which we'll talk about in another video. But natural and artificial flavors. This is a concoction of horrific ingredients. Caramel coloring, a known preservative, sodium benzoate, a horrible preservative. So you want to spend a little extra and get the real maple syrup here. Speaking of sweeteners, watch part 1 of this video from the other week. Just go on YouTube, search Flav City 2 healthy swaps. And I talk about how sugar and how processed oils are in everything and why you should avoid them. I can't tell you how many people scan protein drinks and pre-workouts with the Bobby approved app. People scan pre-workouts left and right, and the ingredients are scary. Almost every pre-workout on the market, always look at the other ingredients, have artificial flavors. But look at this, it has red number 40 food coloring, sucralose, which is Splenda, and other horrible sweeteners. This is a concoction of real bad stuff in my opinion. Any kind of premier protein drink, read the ingredients here. This is crazy. It's a protein drink and it has artificial flavorings there and sucralose, crazy, carrageenan too, totally goofy. And then pick up here, this protein powder here. So many slightly cheaper ones on the market all have, where is it? Boom, natural and artificial flavoring. So number 1, if you haven't downloaded the Bobby approved app, go to the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. We had 175,000 downloads, which is amazing. But you can scan barcodes at the grocery store. It tells you if a product is Bobby approved or not and why. Just swipe up after you scan it. It highlights the cruddy ingredients. And because so many people are scanning stuff like this, I'm almost done developing a best-in-class protein powder plus more. I don't want to say what it is yet, but it will be a game changer because I don't want people putting this in the body. This is totally goofy and unacceptable. It's so fun to go shopping this time of year because what else are they going to put pumpkin spice in? It's in everything these days. It was in the coffee, it's in the coffee creamer, but this is pumpkin spice here. Look at the ingredients. Do you see pumpkin or pumpkin spices like cinnamon, cloves, ginger anywhere? No, you see natural flavor. In addition, by the way, to cane sugar, to the tune of 1 teaspoon per tablespoon serving. Watch my previous video saying why that kind of sugar is really bad for many reasons, and highly processed sunflower oil. But natural flavor is a slightly better version of artificial flavor. I have a whole video dedicated to that. But if you want to see a really cool video, search 60 minutes natural flavor on YouTube. They did a whole bit about it years ago. It's basically a fancier word for artificial flavors. There's nothing natural about it. There's no pumpkin spice in here. The only real rule is that it has to derive from the original flavoring, like a pumpkin spice or a vanilla, but then a lab and a scientist could add up to 100 mystery ingredients, including GMO ingredients and chemicals, to make the flavor more pronounced, to make it linger more on your tongue. It's not as bad as artificial flavors, but you still want to run, Forrest, run if you find natural flavors. All right, Flav City family, that is it. Those are 2 really easy, actionable ideas you can start doing today. If you're going to eat grains, make sure they're whole grains because they're so much better for you and getting rid of cruddy artificial flavors in your food. When you take those 2 steps and then combine it with the stuff I talked about the other week, getting rid of refined sugars in your cooking and in the foods you eat, and getting rid of processed oils, you're gonna look better, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna take control of your health without doing any pills, without going to the doctor or any of that stuff. So I hope that really helped out. Once again, check out thrivemarket.com using my promo link down below. Get the 25% off your first order, get the free gift, and it's 30 days risk-free. I love Thrive, but that is it. If you wanna see other videos like this for easy steps to living a healthier lifestyle, leave a comment down below, but I will see you soon. Until then, hashtag keep on cooking. Mad love and peace. Later.